what do you do to keep these people in who clearly come back? I strongly recall one of the biggest criticisms of OG season was people going, this is everyone just runs away.
Every season people just run away, and this has been a problem for like 3 years. Fundamentally, most people are just like
people are there you go.
like,
So one of the things that I want to finish off with the casual versus competitive conversation, if we're going to move on from that, is like I think we saw numbers spoken about with like player counts, and I think apparently this was one of the player counts where it is the lowest amount of players that I've ever played a new season before. And I think it's interesting like to think about what the future of this game is, especially with updates like these, because it seems like we had a massive boost from OG Fortnite, and we had like the biggest we've ever had before. And then it goes down, it goes down, it goes down. And then we're going to have OG Fortnite again at some point at the end of this year. Do we expect like a similar sort of thing? Like how far is this cycle going to go of like boosted by OG Fortnite, goes back down and dies out a little bit, boosted again, and then dies it down? Like how many nostalgic seasons do we have left in us?
I think we had a similar conversation a couple like weeks ago. And I think the sentiment was like, when OG Fortnite happens again, there'll be a boost. It won't be as big as the first boost. Yeah, and it's like that will just keep happening. If they're gonna keep doing this cycle, like that is just what's gonna happen. It's like eventually you like wear it out, you wear out the effect of it. It's one of those things where it's like, what do you do to keep these people in who clearly come back? I think the obvious answer is like, let's just not get too crazy with things, you know. I respect and I appreciate like the creative, you know, freedom that they feel they have and that they like to explore things and try things. But a common theme that I see people saying this season when it comes to their feedback is just, this just doesn't feel like Fortnite. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And you know, I think Epic definitely clearly want to redefine what Fortnite is and what does Fortnite feel like. But ultimately, when it comes to just people playing BR, you know, they have something in mind that they want, and it feels like we just don't get that after OG. It's like OG happens, we get that for a bit, we're happy, we all play it, then we lose that, and so a lot of people just stop playing.
But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, to me, like when you think about Fortnite and what made people love Fortnite was, you know, obviously the building aspect, but it wasn't insanely overcomplicated. It was guns and maybe some mobility here or there, and that's it. And I feel like, just to say about it, it's like they are overcooking way too much every season with these new mechanics and these new ideas, and it feels like it feels like they've forgotten what makes Fortnite popular, what creates people playing the game for a long period of time. And it feels like they are just
one pumping.
Yeah, triple it. That is it. That's all we need.
Oh my god, more addictive than any drug you could ever imagine.
Not grenade launching someone with a
You've tried all of them.
I've tried them all, man. I've not yet succeeded in a triplet at one pump though. So
maybe that's the hardest one to try.
It's just crazy to me because as we're saying, it's like OG season brought players back obviously because it's the OG map, but OG season was good for a lot of players because for like the lower level players is you're not having good players just, you know, as a drive-through with a fucking car with a spike bumper on it and a grenade launcher on it, or you're not getting fisted, or you're not getting your builds just ran through. You're just, you know, you're building your box. I do it. Yeah, hate it. But you're just sat there playing what Fortnite is, which is a battle royale with the building edition, which makes it a good game, not Fast and Furious.
To play devil's advocate to that point though, I think our memories can be, you know, fickle sometimes. I strongly recall one of the biggest criticisms of OG season was people going, this is AIDS, everyone just runs away. I remember it was so bad. Like trying to fight people in OG season, it was so bad because it was like, they had like the rifts, I think those shockwaves as well. And like everyone just always had a rift and shockwaves. So you tried to fight people, instantly run away. And so obviously this season is different because it's not just people running away in cars, it's people just destroying you with cars. Yeah. But like, do you think it's more than just like the actual meta itself? Because even in OG, we had a meta where people could just run away from you and it was just hard to even like fight people all the time because people run away. Like, is it more than just the meta?
It is. I think the thing is though, like it is more than meta. Every season people just run away. And this has been a problem for like 3 years. Fundamentally, most people are just pussies. Like
people are pussies. There you go.
And I mean, reality is like if you go in ranked, that either they're gonna W key the shit out you, or they're literally running for their life. It's one of the two. It's like there's not like a fight, maybe we disengage. It's like we fight to the death and I go next, or I'm running for my life. And that has been the same thing for like 3 years. So it's like, I don't really think it's meta. Like right now, of course, people jumping car to car. But as you say, back in OG, it was rifts. It was shockwaves. Like shockwaves have always been annoying since like, I can remember in chapter 2 for that reason. And it's like, I don't know if it's because people want to play to win a ranked game, to rank up. I don't know what this is like in pubs, or if it's just because they have this idea that I just want to win rather than I just want to like play out this game and try and fight.
I wonder. Oh, there you go, Boop.
It's a balance, but like I guess when they make the game and they make every single season, it's a balance of okay, we know people are gonna fight, people are gonna W key, and there's gonna be slightly better skilled players in every single lobby because one person has to win. So we need to come up with ways to counter those people to some extent, but also make ways that are not too overpowered to counter people. And so far, the countering has been doing a lot of the winning in this cases, right? Like with the chains, with the fists now being added. Like I think the casuals, like you want to feel rewarded when you're playing the game as a casual too, right? Like winning a game feels fun, but do you really have fun winning a game, smacking into people driving cars? Maybe for a little bit, but it doesn't feel that rewarding, I think, because we used to take Snapchats of our victory royales. Shit was crazy back in the day. And, I don't remember the last time I cared that much about winning.
Yeah, that was my biggest point. I got like 2 points on this. One is like about the feeling rewarded. Like that's how I felt after the first day of ranked. As 11 said, we figured out. You just get triple nitro fist, you punch into people's boxes, and it's fun. But you leave the game, you get however many kills you get. Like, did I actually even do anything that game? Like, I felt like my brain was just turning into mush, just spamming left click, jumping in box, not even doing anything. But the second point is like on your ranked point, Reese, about like are people playing to win? I wonder, like. I talk about ranked all the time. If an revamping of the ranked mode can help for at least just making it so people know whether in rank they should play to win. If the ranking was hard, or you got better rewards, or if there was tournaments for higher ranks, so people actually had to play for placement, or if they made it so it looked like okay, you are just going to play this to fight, and I think that would help a lot. But right now, ranked is in the weirdest spot ever, where no one really knows what you're meant to do in it. You go, you get your rank for like plat, and you get to be able to play every tournament, and then you just stop playing it for most people.
I wonder if the player pool, how much it's grown up since the start of Fortnite. Like because Epic obviously has that data, and they love data. It's an inside joke, but they love their data when it comes to making decision making. But how much what is like the average age of a Fortnite player now? Like, do they enjoy this type of gameplay? I don't know.
I mean, something must be showing them that is the case, And I think the one thing that we are subject away from is the fact that look at the numbers in pub. Like out of us, we don't play pubs almost at all. We also don't play zero build a lot, and that is a massive percentage. Say the amount of people playing FNCS, in the first season this year was like 1 million players or something like that. And I think there was maybe 8 million players in this season, so you could say like an eighth of players are competitive players. I think that's probably a fair assumption to make, that play tournaments. So some people will play ranked, not play tournaments, but I think that's probably a safe assumption. That's a large percentage that we are kind of extracted from. I don't really know what their opinions are, their age, what they like. But that is something that Epic knows. And I do wonder if this is just basically like we're just going to cater to like the massive percentage as much as possible. And as you've mentioned, just overcook it and see what happens. As every single thing, at the start of every season, everything's always overtuned crazy to start with, and then it calms down a bit anyway as the season goes on.
Yeah, I
wonder if that's the state.
I was just looking at some the player count here because you were talking about it. Is this the closest build and zero build has been in pubs for the longest time? It's at this moment in time, it's 400,000 players on build and 300,000 on zero build.
I mean, they're the same playlist.
Yeah, it's basically the same game right now.
Yeah, it is. So most people, I guess, most people just want to play zero, but they might as well. But that is crazy to me. That is the closest I remember. Obviously, ranked is completely different. No one really plays ranked zero build at the end of the day. But that is actually the closest I've ever seen it for Fortnite.
Yeah. I mean, it's because genuinely, from a pub's perspective, there's not much point in playing builds. Why would you? Genuinely, you could fight on spawn and stuff. If it's the end game, there's no end game. Even if it's it's not a final 2v2, it's if you don't have a car, the other person does. So
yeah, it's tough. I guess again, if we're moving the conversation forward away, oh, Reese, I didn't give you a chance to mention the furries, bro. Come on, tell us about the furries.
Yeah,
Give us your insight on the furries.
There's no insight. I just thought this was so funny, right? Because I've been making a lot of tweets about not about furries to start with, but just about like the balance of the game and things like that. And they've gone, semi-viral, which is pretty awesome. And what I've been noticing, I've literally been reading all of the comments and all of the retweets, every single one, because this is something I want to discuss in a future video. So I've been spending a lot of time going through the comments. And anytime I see like a really strong opinion, a lot of the people, like I mentioned, are very anti-build, where they're like, oh, it's spam builders, good, you competitive players suck, you're finally getting a taste show in medicine, right? And the amount, I always check those people's pages out, and I know maybe not over 50%, maybe that's a bit of a large assumption. There's a huge percentage of these people which are furries. And I was just like, this is so strange to me, because I have never once, there's no one in the competitive Fortnite scene or even in the scene I've never once clicked on someone's page and seen a furry before. Yet now it's like they've just spawned from nowhere.
It's kind of hard to build with paws, man. Like that's why you're playing zero build at this point.
I know. No hate to the furry gang. Love you guys. Keep your shit already, opinions coming, boys. But I was just like, it was so strange. I just popped up and I was like, surely I can't be the only one who's noticed this. And now I see a Vert's tweet yesterday. He was like, why is 50% of these Fortnite casuals furries? I was like, okay, clearly this seems to be a trend out there. So,
well, I've already seen in chat, for the people who don't know, right? People are asking, what's a furry? What is a furry?
What is that? What is actually the definition?
Levin knows a lot, I think.
What I would say is, don't click on their pages.
They love drawing. They love drawing.
I've seen far too much graphic imagery this last few days that I had no intention of seeing whatsoever. So
you thought the only
your For You page on Twitter now,
bro. Yes, indeed. It is cursed. I'm gonna have to start searching something else, mate. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's looking grim. So thought that was funny. Yeah. Keep coming with their shit opinions, please.
Somebody said, I think Reese is projecting.
You just kept clicking on your own profile. You're like, where is all these furries coming from?
Where's all this graphic imagery? Hold on. I mean, I am sitting down. You can't see me tail. Don't worry. All right. If you enjoyed that was actually part of a full podcast. You can click right here, right there. You can watch it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you don't watch this, I might fight you.